guys, it's the last first day of my senior year of college. I am headed on my first commute ever, the first of the next 3 months commute to my campus, Asbury. But first, before we go, I am gonna go and get myself a little treat. I'm gonna get myself some Dunkin' today. I'm really excited, a pumpkin spice latte. Super excited. I didn't show you my outfit because I was kind of a rush out the door. I curled my hair this morning, and like I tell you all the time, it takes up a lot of time for me to curl my hair. It's about a 30 to 45 minute process for me. And on top of that, I didn't work out this morning. So if that doesn't tell you how much time it takes me to really get ready, I did dilly-dally a little bit and go on my phone. But yeah, I curled my hair, did my makeup. Today's outfit, I'm just wearing a black tighter t-shirt, and I'm wearing, I think they're called boyfriend shorts. No, they're like mom jean shorts or something like that. But I'm wearing those, and then I'm wearing my Birks today. But yeah, I'm super excited to be going back to campus today. I texted 2 of my girlfriends and was just like, hey, like, I'm praying for you. But yeah, I have 2 classes today, one at 11 and one, I think, is it 2 or? Yeah, it's at 2 to 2:50. And then I'll be going home around 4 and be back here, or going home around 3 and then be back here around 4. Hey friends, let's talk about my first day back at Asbury as a senior. So I'm gonna tell you this, it is so weird. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we have chapel, right? And we had our normal convocation chapel that we do every year. And the strange thing about it was, first of all, I was looking up, because there's like a balcony, and if you hear a whole bunch of noises, I apologize. The AC is on and my bread maker's on as well. But yeah, so I was just looking up at the freshman seats, like where all the freshmen sit, and I was just in awe of how fast time went by. Like, it seemed like just yesterday I was a freshman entering into Asbury, getting acclimated, all of that stuff, and now I'm like sitting in my senior seat for the year, looking at the freshmen going, that was me like 3 years ago. Like, I'm going into my 4th year here. Like, that is so crazy how fast time flies and we don't even realize it. I honestly am in awe. But my classes went really well. So my first class of the day was pastoral care and counseling, which basically is like, you know, a lot of times in the church, people will go to you for marriage counseling, funerals, weddings, all that stuff. So that class is kind of about like how to handle that, how to counsel people through that. Yet we aren't counselors, and it's not like, as pastors, like, you're not allowed to counsel people outside of a certain number of hours, like legally. But it's just kind of a class of like, okay, like, how do we deal with these different cases, these different studies, and at the same time, like, how do we take care of ourselves? Because as a pastor, like, your job is pretty much 24/7. Ministry is never over. It's not like you clock out at 4 p.m. and you come home and you're like, okay, I'm good for the day, don't need to text anyone, don't need to do any paperwork or anything. But it is a 24/7 job, 7 days a week, which is very, very hard. It's a very difficult job that I don't think a lot of people understand. And so it just kind of walks through that and how to have like self-care and setting boundaries with work and stuff like that. And then after that class, I went to lunch and I just kind of hung out in the bistro, which is kind of like our little cafe thing that we have. And I hung out in there from like 12 to like 1:45. And then I had a class at 2, which my 2 o'clock class is in a building that I've actually never had to have a class in before, and now I am. It is the Music and Fine Arts building, or I think it's Fine Arts. It might just be the music building. But I had my first ever class in there with a pretty chill professor. I've heard a lot of really awesome things about this professor, but the class is only 4 people, which is pretty awesome. It's called Worship Through the Ages. So we're basically studying how worship, music, and stuff like that has developed throughout time from the Old Testament up until now. So it's kind of an in-depth study of worship. So I will say it's really weird being on campus as like a commuter, because it's not like I'm waking up on campus, getting ready in the community bathrooms, you know, getting cafeteria food or anything. Like, I wake up in my apartment and an hour later I am on campus doing all my classes, and then I just go home. Like, it's kind of a strange feeling. And I will say that you do feel a little bit more disconnected from community life, and that's why one of the things that Asbury really pushes is living on campus. In fact, I think they require that you live on campus for at least your first year or something like that, because the community is such a huge part of Asbury. It's like their thing, and I greatly appreciate that. So those are just a few things that I kind of learned today as I stepped onto campus as a senior and as a commuter. Also, the unfortunate part is I have 2 essays due this week, but they're only like a page to 2 pages, which is not that bad. Like, I can probably write 2 pages in maybe 45 minutes to an hour, but it's just kind of crazy how, like, okay, we're picking right up, we're doing it right now. So for dinner, we are having burrito bowls. I got black beans, I got corn, rice, lettuce, cheese, guacamole, pico de gallo, green peppers, cilantro. I've made shredded chicken. I know that Chipotle does like cubed chicken, but it was easier just to throw it in the crock pot and let it be shredded. So I did it that way. Gentry's coming home in like 15 minutes, and we're gonna have dinner, and then after dinner, he'll probably clean up, because that's kind of like our like expectation, I guess, is that anytime that I cook dinner, he cleans up after dinner and vice versa. So yeah.